good morning everyone. My name is Cindy Hongbing. Now I want to tell you about the United States. But first of all, I want to tell you about the geographical of the United States. As we know, the United States is familiar to many people. The United States is one of the largest countries in the world with the location in North America between Canada and Mexico. The United States is divided into 50 states. Canada is a country located in the north of the United States. There are 13 US states that border Canada, namely Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, New York, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Minnesota, North Dakota, Montana, Idaho, Washington, and Alaska. Mexico is a country located in the south of the United States. 4 states border Mexico, namely California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. The United States is located between 2 oceans. The Atlantic Ocean is one of East Coast. The Pacific Ocean, which is the largest ocean in the world, is one of the West Coast. The United States have 5 main territorial areas. Territories area part of the United States are not states. Territories must obey the law of the US federal government. So guys, the 5 US territories are Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, America Samoa, the Northern Mariana Islands, and Guam. So, the geography of the United States is very diverse. There are mountains, deserts, lakes, and rivers. The 2 largest rivers in the United States are the Mississippi Rivers and the Missouri Rivers. Both the rivers flow through many states in the central part of the country. The United States is made up of 50 states and the District of Columbia. Each state has a capital city where the state's government is located. Washington, D.C. is the capital of the United States. D.C. is short for the District of Columbia. Washington, D.C. is located on the east coast of the United States. The federal government is located in Washington, D.C. The presidents live and work in the White House in Washington, D.C. Do not confuse Washington, D.C. with the state of Washington, a state that borders Canada on the west coast. New York City is located north of Washington, D.C. Many immigrants came to the United States by boat to New York. The Statue of Liberty is located on the island New York Harbor. For many, Statue of Liberty in New York Harbor is a symbol of freedom and beginning of new life in the United States. So guys, this is the explain about the geographical of the United States. So now I want to show to you the short video about etiquette and custom the United States. So keep watching.
American culture encompasses the customs and traditions of the United States. Culture encompasses religion, food, what we wear, how we wear it, our language, marriage, music, what we believe is right or wrong, how we sit at the table, how we greet visitors, how we behave with loved ones, and a million other things. The United States is the 3rd largest country in the world with a population of more than 332 million. A child is born every 9 seconds, and a person dies every 11 seconds. In addition to indigenous Americans who were already living on the continent, the population of the United States was built on immigration from other countries. A new immigrant moves to the United States every 666 seconds, according to the Census Bureau. Because of this, the United States is one of the most culturally diverse countries in the world, according to the London School. Nearly every region of the world has influenced American culture, most notably the English, who colonized the country beginning in the early 1600s, according to the Library of Congress. U.S. culture has also been shaped by the cultures of indigenous Americans, Latin Americans, Africans, and Asians. The United States is sometimes described as a melting pot, in which different cultures have contributed their own distinct flavors to American culture. Just as cultures from around the world have influenced American culture, today American culture influences the world. The term Western culture often refers broadly to the cultures of the United States and Europe. The way people melt in the United States differs. Different groups of immigrants integrate in different ways. For example, in the United States, Catholic Spanish-speaking communities might keep their language and other cultural family traditions, but are integrated in the urban community and have embraced the American way of life in many other ways. The Northeast, South, Midwest, Southeast, and Western regions of the United States all have distinct traditions and customs. Here is a brief overview of the culture of the United States. There is no official language of the United States, according to the U.S. government. While almost every language in the world is spoken in the United States, the most frequently spoken non-English languages are Spanish, Chinese, French, and German. 90% of the U.S. population speaks and understands at least some English, and most official business is conducted in English. Some states have official or preferred languages. For example, English and Hawaiian are the official languages in Hawaii. The Census Bureau estimates that more than 350 languages are spoken in the United States. The Bureau divides those languages into 4 categories: Spanish, other Indo-European languages, which includes German, Yiddish, Swedish, French, Italian, Russian, Polish, Hindi, Punjabi, Greek, and several others. Asian and Pacific Island languages, including Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Thai, Tamil, and more, are also included. There is also a category for all other languages, which is for languages that didn't fit into the first 3 categories, such as Hungarian, Arabic, Hebrew, languages of Africa, and languages of native people of North, Central, and South America. Nearly every known religion is practiced in the United States, which was founded on the basis of religious freedom. About 70% of Americans identify themselves as Christians, according to information gathered by the Pew Research Center, a nonpartisan research group, in 2017. The research also found that about 23% had no religious affiliation at all, and around 6% of the population is made up non-Christian religions. The number of people who identify with no religion seems to be decreasing. According to the Pew Research Center, this category is expected to drop from 16% in 2015 to 13% in 2060. Clothing styles vary by social status, region, occupation, and climate. Jeans, sneakers, baseball caps, cowboy hats, and boots are some items of clothing that are closely associated with Americans, though there have been a variety of other styles throughout the decades, according to Interexchange. Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Michael Kors, and Victoria's Secret are some well-known American brands. American fashion is widely influenced by celebrities and the media. In 2019, U.S. clothing and accessories sales amounted to $24 billion, according to Statista. More and more Americans are buying fashion, electronics, and more online. According to the Census Bureau, U.S. retail e-commerce sales for the third quarter of 2021 totaled $214.6 billion. American cuisine was influenced by Europeans and Native Americans in its early history. Today, there are a number of foods that are commonly identified as American, such as hamburgers, hot dogs, potato chips, macaroni and cheese, and meatloaf. As American as apple pie, despite the dish's non-American origins, has come to mean something that is authentically American, according to the Smithsonian. There are also styles of cooking and types of foods that are specific to a region. Southern-style cooking is often called American comfort food and includes dishes such as fried chicken, collard greens, black-eyed peas, and cornbread, according to Southern Living. Tex-Mex, popular in Texas and the Southwest, is a blend of Spanish and Mexican cooking styles and includes items such as chili and burritos and relies heavily on shredded cheese and beans, according to Culture Trip. Jerky, dried meats that are served as snacks, is also a food that was created in the United States, according to NPR. The United States is widely known around the world as a leader in mass media production, including television and movies. According to the Select USA, the United States comprises 1/3 of the worldwide media and entertainment industry, and is worth $717 billion. The television broadcasting industry took hold in the United States in the early 1950s, and American television programs are now shown around the world, according to PBS. The United States also has a vibrant movie industry, centered in Hollywood, California, and American movies are popular worldwide. The U.S. film industry earned a record $100 billion in 2019, according to Forbes, before dropping in 2020 due to the COVID pandemic. The United States arts culture extends beyond movies and television shows, though. New York is home to Broadway, and Americans have a rich theatrical history. American folk art is an artistic style and is identified with quilts and other handcrafted items, according to the Folk Art Museum. American music is very diverse with many styles, including rhythm and blues, jazz, gospel, country and western, bluegrass, rock and roll, and hip-hop. The United States is a sports-minded country, with millions of fans who follow football, baseball, basketball, and hockey, among other sports. Baseball, which was developed in colonial America and became an organized sport in the mid-1800s, is known as America's favorite pastime, although its popularity has been eclipsed by football for the past 3 decades. Many holidays are celebrated only in the United States. Americans celebrate their independence from Britain on July 4th. Memorial Day, celebrated on the last Monday in May, honors those who have died in military service. Labor Day, observed on the first Monday in September, celebrates the country's workforce. Thanksgiving, another distinctive American holiday, falls on the 4th Thursday in November and dates back to colonial times to celebrate the harvest. President's Day, marking the birthdays of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, is a federal holiday that occurs on the 3rd Monday in February. The contributions of veterans are honored on Veterans Day, observed on November 11. The contributions of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. are remembered on the 3rd Monday in January.
Okay guys, so that's all explained about the etiquette and custom, geographical and aspect cultural of the United States. Thank you for the watching video. See you, bye bye.